At 85 years old, Smokey Robinson remains a figure of musical brilliance, charisma, and cultural influence. His voice, lyrics, and presence have captivated audiences worldwide for more than 6 decades. A singer, songwriter, producer, and Motown executive, Robinson's impact on music is immeasurable. He has traveled the globe, performing for countless fans, and has been honored with induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. Beyond his achievements, he is remembered for his soft-spoken nature, reflective creativity, and gentle approach to love songs that still resonate today. His life, however, is far more complex than public appearances suggest. The boy from Detroit. Born William Robinson Jr., Smokey grew up in the north end of Detroit, Michigan, in a modest household with his mother Flossie, older sister Geraldine, and a number of siblings and cousins. His father worked irregular jobs and often drifted in and out of the home, leaving Smokey with a sense of absence he would carry throughout life. Despite this, he viewed his father as a man trying to provide for the family in difficult circumstances. Smokey's early years were shaped by his mother's steadfast presence and the close-knit Detroit community where neighbors relied on each other in music-filled porches, churches, and street corners. Early musical influences growing up in Detroit during the 1940s and 1950s exposed Smokey to a vibrant musical culture. He listened to artists such as Jackie Wilson and Nolan Strong, absorbing harmonies that inspired his own creative vision. By his early teens, Robinson was writing songs and performing locally, forming a group called the Five Chimes, which later became the Matadors and eventually the Miracles. These formative experiences were crucial in shaping his artistry. His determination to write and perform, often rehearsing in basements or borrowed spaces, reflected a discipline that would define his career. Music became both an outlet and a path to identity. Meeting Berry Gordy. In 1957, Smokey's life changed when he met Berry Gordy, the future founder of Motown. Gordy recognized Smokey's raw talent after reviewing a notebook full of unfinished songs. The partnership that followed combined Gordy's business acumen with Robinson's artistic vision, forming a synergy that would revolutionize music. Gordy became a mentor, collaborator, and lifelong friend. Robinson's disciplined approach to songwriting and performance complemented Gordy's understanding of the music industry. Their collaboration helped establish the Motown sound, a fusion of soulful melodies, polished production, and emotionally resonant lyrics that would dominate the charts and define an era. Breakthrough success with the Miracles. The Miracles' release of Shop Around in 1960 marked Motown's first million-selling hit and solidified Smokey's role as a visionary artist. Success came quickly, but Robinson's achievements were rooted in years of observation, hard work, and careful honing of his craft. His songwriting reflected personal experiences, emotional depth, and poetic sensitivity. He transformed the pain of his father's absence and the realities of growing up in Detroit into songs that resonated universally. For Smokey, music became a language capable of expressing emotions that words alone could not capture, laying the foundation for both his public career and private struggles. Rising influence at Motown. By the mid-1960s, Smokey Robinson had grown beyond being a singer. He became a producer, writer, and eventually a vice president at Motown, mentoring emerging artists and shaping the label's identity. He wrote hits for The Temptations, Mary Wells, Marvin Gaye, and many others, establishing Motown as a cultural powerhouse. In the studio, Smokey was meticulous and patient, refining every lyric and melody. His leadership extended beyond artistry, helping the label maintain cohesion under intense pressure. Despite his rising influence, Robinson began to experience the emotional toll of fame, navigating personal vulnerability alongside professional responsibility. Balancing fame and pressure success brought both admiration and immense responsibility. Robinson became a central figure at Motown, balancing his creative ambitions with the demands of leadership. Touring, recording schedules, and high expectations created stress that compounded over time. While publicly admired, he privately wrestled with emotional pressures and the weight of expectations. The same sensitivity that made him a gifted songwriter also made him susceptible to personal struggles. Even as the miracles in Motown flourished, cracks began to show in Robinson's personal life. His story demonstrates how achievement can coexist with vulnerability, a duality present throughout his life, personal challenges and struggles. Despite his professional triumphs, Smokey's life was not without tragedy. The pressures of fame, coupled with early experiences of familial instability, contributed to personal struggles, including periods of addiction. While Robinson maintained a polished public image, the complexities of his private life occasionally surfaced. Emotional vulnerabilities, amplified by decades in the music industry, presented challenges that were often hidden behind the applause and accolades. These struggles highlight a recurring theme in Robinson's life: the contrast between public admiration and private reality, revealing a man shaped by both love and loss, creativity and hardship. Recent legal controversies. In recent years, Robinson and his wife have faced serious legal challenges. A lawsuit filed by former employees alleged harassment, exposure to inappropriate conduct, and other forms of misconduct within the household. The plaintiffs claimed that management failed to prevent these incidents and perpetuated a hostile environment. In response, Robinson and his wife filed a $500 million countersuit for defamation, extortion, and elder abuse, providing evidence such as vacation photos, messages, and accounts of prior generosity to counter the claims. The escalating legal battle has drawn public attention, creating tension between perception, reputation, and the ongoing investigation. Expanding allegations. The legal case has grown, with additional former employees bringing claims of unwanted intimate gestures and inappropriate contact. Law enforcement has opened a criminal investigation to determine whether any criminal liability exists. For Robinson, a man whose legacy is rooted in decades of admiration and influence, these allegations present a challenge to both personal and professional identity. The situation underscores how public figures are held accountable for private actions, with reputations vulnerable to both truth and perception. It also illustrates the fragility of the myth surrounding cultural icons. Legacy and reflection. Smokey Robinson's influence on music and culture is undeniable. His songwriting, production, and performances have shaped generations of artists and listeners. Even amid personal and legal challenges, his contributions to music remain significant. His life story, from a quiet boy in Detroit to a global music icon, offers lessons in creativity, perseverance, and resilience. Yet it also reminds us that public achievement does not erase private struggles. Robinson's legacy is a blend of brilliance and complexity, reflecting both the power of art and the fragility of human experience. The enduring voice of love. Throughout his career, Smokey Robinson's voice and lyrics have continued to inspire. Songs of love, hope, and emotional depth resonate across decades. His artistry demonstrates how music can transform personal pain into universal expression. Even at 85, his influence persists, reminding us that creativity is a lifelong endeavor. While challenges and controversies mark his later years, they do not erase the joy, beauty, and emotional insight that his music has brought to millions. Smokey Robinson remains, in essence, a man whose heart and voice continue to connect deeply with the world. Final thoughts. Smokey Robinson's journey is one of contrasts: public triumph and private struggle, creativity and vulnerability, fame and personal adversity. His life reminds us that icons are human, capable of both greatness and imperfection. From Detroit streets to global stages, his contributions have reshaped music and culture. While legal battles and personal hardships complicate his story, they also reveal the complexity behind the legend. Smokey's life encourages reflection on what it means to celebrate talent while acknowledging the full humanity of those we admire. At 85, he stands as both a musical pioneer and a deeply human figure.